Overthinking, over analyzing separates the body from the mind, withering my intuition.
It is done. I can finally return to this channel because I have done what I said I was going to do. Not that. We will get to that. One thing at a time. I trained my own AI model. Yay! How long has it been? I'm making my own AI. I'm making a board, my own planter. I took to share it right into this video, guys. It takes a long time, so I feel like those bears coming out of hibernations. What happened? What? The deed is done, and I ran the benchmark, official AI benchmark, and my model outperforms DeepSeek 2.5, way bigger model than that. Facebook's flagship model, Llama 4 Maverick, destroyed. And most importantly of all, my model outperforms ChatGPT 4 in like November or something. That was. This sounds like impressive, but it's way less impressive once we get into it, and we will get into it. It also sounds way less impressive considering the fact that I almost burned down my house twice for this project. It also sounds way less impressive that I lost my identity when I heard. Now, I have not created my own AI. I have merely taken an AI model and trained it. It's like stealing a child on the street instead of birthing one myself. It's way more effective that way. Plus, it would cost millions and millions of dollars in infrastructure, which I do not have yet. Am I talking about birthing or?
Stop. No. Brighten that shit up. Look, guys, I got a new hat. It's a brand new hat. Hatola. I went out in public like this and people were looking at me. But there you go. What the fuck is this?
But it's important for you to.
Right. How much has that area changed? What is the resulting change for that area that we might call dA? And what this is saying is, approximately, it's about the circumference of that circle times that little dr. Now this is wrong if
So that's what this guy looks like.
this is wrong if you interpret dr as using your exam asks, what is the volume of an infinite? And I'd say, I agree, that's surprising. I would have thought that's okay. But I kind of priced into the visualized earlier with a very loose heuristic of the three-dimensional sphere. After that, I basically showed the same thing, same code, but well, I guess we've officially entered late stage time. This sport, if you can even call it that anymore, is actually turning into a death cult. Our latest subject, eager to sacrifice himself for whatever glory they perceive is to be found in this sick endeavor, is going viral by posing with his CPAP, a A machine which this 21-year-old needs to be able to sleep because the drugs he abuses have already mutilated his body to the point where even breathing has turned into a struggle. And of course he brings the usual cope and excuses of, oh, my blood work is great and I don't even use that much gear. Won't misunderstand this guy because he's probably just as healthy as every other bodybuilder. I wouldn't say any more extreme than anyone else. Would you agree?
Yeah, that was great. I lost it.
He tries really hard to convince himself that there's nothing wrong with what he's doing, while also looking like a literal mutant at 21. But the worst part is that people are perfectly happy to not only watch, but cheer along as young guys so publicly speedrun an early
He kind of looks like Bane.
grave. The glorification of steroid abuse to chase size at all costs has reached unprecedented proportions. It's crazy to think that bodybuilding started out as a health-oriented sport. The top-level competitors were truly some of the most exemplary people in the world when it came to longevity, with healthy organs, reasonable body fat levels, and clean lifestyles. Whereas today, top-level bodybuilders are literally all junkies competing
Jesus.
who can take the most drugs before they die. It's disgusting. Well, I guess we've officially entered...
Overthinking, overanalyzing separates the body from the mind, withering my intuitions. Overthinking, overanalyzing separates the body from the mind, withering my intuition.
And excuses of, oh, my blood work is great and I don't even use that much gear. We'll misunderstand this guy because he's probably just as healthy as every other bodybuilder. I wouldn't say any more extreme than anyone else. Would you agree?
Yeah, that was great. I lost it.
He tries really hard to convince himself that there's nothing wrong with what he's doing, while also looking like a literal mutant at 21. But the worst part is that people are perfectly happy to not only watch, but cheer along as young guys so publicly speedrun.
So I've got a new philosophy if you guys want to hear it. You guys want to hear it? You guys want to see what I've been up to? Overthinking, overanalyzing separates the body from the mind, and withering my intuition. Okay. Should I put this right here? I got two cameras. That does not look like that angle. Okay. So, let me fix that. This is my new philosophy. Ready? So, I'm going to do this really quickly because I have other stuff I have to do before I have to go to bed tonight. So, there is a... Let me get, I guess we're going to have to do it with the mouse. There is a hierarchical structure to reality. Okay? There is a hierarchical structure to reality. Can you guys see this okay? Do I have to expand this shit? So at the tippy top of the structure, okay, I'm gonna make it like a pyramid kind of. At the tippy top would be our moral faculty. It is so hard to do with the mouse. I should plug in my other thing. We have the moral faculty at the top, and then we have our logic, reasoning, rationality, okay? And then below that, we have our sense of self, or our egos, or our passions. Ego, the self, desires, passions, below the ego, and that would be our emotional capacity. So right here we have our emotions, such as when we feel sad, happy, angry, happy, you know, sad, angry, all the emotions. And I would say our empathy is right there as well. And then below that, the lowest tier in our experience would be our practicality, our instincts that are ingrained in us through our biology, instincts, practicality, okay. So this is the structure right here. These are the 5 things that comprise our human experience. So we got our morals, our logic, reasoning, rationality, our ego, our self, desires, passions, the emotions, empathy, which is 3rd or 4th, and then last is the instincts or practicality. Okay? The 4 ones below the moral faculty actually comprise the 4 elements. Okay? So our logic and reasoning is air. And our ego is fire. And these 2 things are the yang half of the universe, or the masculine half. And then you have, again, our emotions, which would be water. And then instinct is earth. And these 2 elements comprise the yin half of the universe, or the feminine elements. So most people have a mixture of these four elements within them. They have a little bit of yang in them with their egos and their logic, and they have a little bit of yin in them with their instincts and their emotion. The reason why our instincts and our practicality, the reason why Earth is the lowest of them all, is because it's like a vegetative state almost. Your instincts are just built-in functions, just like a potato or a flower or a tree. There's no mind behind it. There is no movement or motion. It just kind of does things because it doesn't have like a consciousness. It just does things because that's what it does for functionality. So this is the most unconscious level, and then above that would be the emotional and empathetic level. That would be like other animals. They feel emotions. You know, we see dogs and cats. They have emotions. They get sad. They get upset. They get scared. Most animals have an emotional capacity here, and we certainly do. However, the reason why ego and the self and our desires and passions are above the emotions is because our sense of self is higher, is more. It's more detailed, it's more refined than other animals. So a human sense of self is way more prominent to our reality than any other animals is. You know, a dog or a cat or a cow or any other, you know, species doesn't have as big of an ego. They can't detach themselves to an individual state as much as we can, you know. They're mostly lower animals typically go based off of their emotions and their instincts. They don't really go off their ego that much or their sense of self. But then higher than that is our logic, reasoning, and rationality. The reason why logic and rationality, the air element, is so high up is because that's where our abstract mind comes from. You know, we're able to think things through. We're able to detach our emotions from the equation to think. We're able to go over our instincts and our intuitions, and we're able to also think away our egos and ourself to find an abstract solution or an idea. So that's where all the ideas spawn. That's where all the abstract ideas come in, is through our logic and our reasoning and our rationality. That's why it's so high up on the chain here. And also, if you notice, it's also the lightest element. So that's also how it kind of creates this symbolic structure here, because Earth is the heaviest. I mean, obviously, when you look at the soil, the vibration of the molecules is slower. And then you look at water, it's still slow, but it has movement. So the molecules glide over each other. That's the fourth heaviest element. The second heaviest element would be fire. There's still substance in the flame, but it's very thin and tenuous. And then you have air, which is a gas, and it's very fast and it's very light, and it goes up into the atmosphere. So that's where the elemental things come from. The reason why the moral faculty is the highest of the high is because it isn't rational or logical. So our moral faculty and our alignment with good goes above our logic, it goes above our egos, it goes above our emotions, and it goes above our instincts and our practicality. So with that, our morals comes from our conscience, and you can't really logic your way out of a conscience. You know, you feel a certain way that isn't based in your emotions, that's like sad or angry or happy. It's not based in your sense of self or your ego or what you desire. It's not based in what's expedient, and you know, it's not logical. When you do things for good, for goodness sake, you know, sometimes it's not going to be rational. So you have to like let go of all these four elements in order to kind of ascend, to that higher state, which is, I think, where the superlative excellence and goodness comes from. Those ideas can sublimate down and trickle down into these elements, but you know, it goes into logic first, and then it goes to your ego, and then all that. So many people think that men are sort of you know, they're more powerful than women, so they have to have more responsibility when it comes to stuff, because again, logic and the ego do place higher than emotions and instinct, which are more animalistic, and lower on the totem pole. But I don't think that should exempt people who are more emotional or instinctual from a moral imperative, because I think your morals are, people have to be held to the same standard in terms of morals. So men and women, and emotional men and vibrant women have to both kind of be under that rule. So that's why I think the moral faculty here is the one that goes above all. And it really does, because again, if you choose to be good, you're choosing to be good without any kind of sense of self, really. You choose to be good in spite of it being illogical, and there's no reasoning behind it. You choose to be good in spite of your own sense of self and your desires. You choose to be good in spite of how you personally feel about it, your emotions. Whether you're biased and you're angry or sad about it, you still do it because it's good. And your instincts and your practicality will say that you want to avoid pain and find pleasure, but sometimes being good means that you have to go through things in order to get to the other side to obtain that true moral goal. So that's why the moral faculty here is like getting closer to God in a way. It's the closest to God. It's like completely detached from our worldly elemental state, you know, these four states. Also, sorry, I just now realized that you can't see the lower form here. My bad. Oh, this is so here. So right here. So this is the structure. You got the yang half with the air and the fire, and then you have the yin half, which is the emotion and the instinct and the practicality. And again, people have a mix of both of these things within them. It's regardless if you're a guy or a girl, you're going to have these four things within you in some capacity. But if you're a man, your body's modality is logic and ego. And if you're a woman, your body's modality is emotion and instinct. So men are a little bit closer to God because of that in these two ways, but they have to ascend beyond that and always be moral in spite of their logic and in spite of their passions. So there you go. That's my belief on this. I think the soul is non-elemental. I think it goes beyond all these four things. The soul is like a light in a way. Soul is light. So it kind of exists beyond time. You know, time is irrelevant to a soul. So that element would be like light. The moral faculty would be like light, basically. That's what your soul says to you. And then after you pass on, your soul moves on as well. It'll either be recycled into another body or another form, or it will ascend to a higher plane of existence, into like a more heavenly state, or it'll be recycled back here to go through another life path to learn more lessons, so that way your soul can be more purified. So there you go. That's what I believe that's true. You know, I think this is true. And you can even take this to like the book of Job or Abraham when you know it to our sensibilities, we would find men like that insane because their devotion to good and God goes beyond our logic and reasoning, goes beyond the ego, it goes beyond emotions, it goes beyond practicality, it goes beyond all four of those things. That devotion is madness to a lot of people. You know, would you give up your happiness? Would you give up your sanity, your body? Would you give up your family, your friends, your material possessions, all your money, your feeling of importance in this world? Will you give everything up to your material comfort, giving all that up to be closer to God? You know, would you do that to be more spiritual? Would you fast? Would you not sleep sometimes? Would you not, you know, not release yourself and have sex? Would you not do anything like that? Would you not even go for pleasure? You won't even care about your emotions. You won't even care about yourself. You won't even care about, you know, what seems reasonable. You would just be going headfirst into this idea, this inner light that's guiding you into being good. You know, and most people wouldn't be able to reconcile with that idea because again, they're attached to this world. They value their intellects, they value their egos and passions and desires, they value their emotions, and they value their practicalness. You know, they wouldn't be able to detach from themselves from all four of those things to ascend. That true moral faculty, that goodness that exists beyond space and time, to be aligned with that, with unwavering, is a detachment, is a type of light that people can't really even make sense of, you know? So, so I think this is all true, and I think it is like a cycle in a way. But in my opinion, you can choose based off your moral. The more moral you are, the higher you go. That's my opinion. The more good you are, the higher you go. And you can make that decision and choice whenever you want to. Nothing is forever. I don't think that's true at all. I think you can go below and you can go above, like the ladder, whenever you want to. And the more you align yourself with good, the more higher you'll go into higher states. But the more that you want to be more earthly, you want to be more logical and then forget the morality and say, well, that doesn't make any sense, then you're going to stick to that layer. Or if you want to stick to your ego and you love yourself too much to ever sacrifice pieces of yourself, then you're going to stay in that layer. Or your emotions, you're going to stay in this earthly realm because you can't get over those elemental things that come about through our natures. Okay, when you go above nature, and again, these are all naturalistic. Logic is naturalistic, ego is naturalistic, emotions and earth and instinct are naturalistic. Logic is just a little bit more abstract because it's getting higher and higher. But once you really make that last leap into the highest realm, which is the moral realm, then you're really starting to tap into, I think, what is ultimately good and leads humanity into better avenues and more heavenly place. But again, since we live on Earth, you're going to be under the thumb of these four elements, and you're going to be under the thumb of these capacities. But if you reject the world and you reject your own nature, and you keep being moral and dedicated to God or goodness and that moral faculty, you will ascend, and no one will be able to even make sense of you. They'll think you're insane, or they'll think you're otherworldly, and you will be. You will be like light. You'll be more soulful. But yeah, that's my opinion on that. That's my take. Some people might look at this and think that is a madman in his screed, but this is what I've come to conclude. about our reality. So okay. Any questions? Any questions? Because if not, I'm about to do homework. Homework for 1 hour? Okay. I can do that. When is that one due? That's due on the 4th. It's the wrong way. No one ever told her it was the wrong way. Even though logic is the highest of the capacities of the elements, it's still not there yet, because people use their logic all the time to sort of rationalize bad behaviors as well. So it's not like, while logic and reasoning can get you higher, it can also get you lower. So don't forget that. Because it's like a directional thing. Like, you can either go higher and reject a lot of the logic that you see before you to make sense of the world, or you can go lower into the passions, because air will fuel the fire. Because when you say, oh, well, nothing really matters at the end of the day, nothing I see, I'm empirical with this world, so I'm just going to do things by my senses. That can actually get you lower into the rungs than a lower ladder than going up and higher. Because people rationalize bad behaviors all the time. They're like, oh, well, it feels good to me. This is what I desire, so this is what I'm going to do. So they create their own logical structure to rationalize their bad behaviors. So air is not exempt from that either. It can, again, it's a part of the elemental cycle. So it's a part of the earth or the naturalistic world. It's not detached, But it can use the moral goodness to spread that idea around, So, and I think that's ultimately what you need to do. I'm gonna take this off. No one's watching me, I don't care. I see you now, gonna have to live, but I'm as you did. Wow, I'm learning so much. JK. Alright, access course evaluation first. I think that's where it's at. Yep. Did she have a fucking... She had like slides. I don't know where they're at. Oh, here they are. Chapter 2. What does a professional programmer usually do first to gain an understanding of a problem? Okay, this is easy. Short answer. They work with a customer to get a sense of what the program is supposed to do. Oh, stakeholders. They will also ask questions about the program details and create one or more software requirements Number 2. What is pseudocode? Fake code. Pseudocode is fake code that uses informal language that has no syntax rule. Computer programs to perform what 3 steps? They receive input. They receive input, perform some process on the input, and produce an output. Seems simple enough. Feel like I'm in 4th grade. If a math expression adds a float to an integer, what will the data type of the result be? It'll be float. Obviously. Okay, it'll be a float because it's going to change it. Well, no, because what is it actually asking? It says if a math expression adds a float to an integer, what will the data type result be? So it's adding a 1 float to 1 integer. Oh, I get it. It's adding a decimal point with a solid number. So I actually don't know. I think it's gonna be a float. Yeah, it's converted to a float. I was right. The result will be converted to a float. What is the difference between floating point division and integer division? Floating point division versus what? Integer division? Okay, that's not. Two types. Okay. So the difference is floating point division gives the result as a floating point number while integer division gives the result as, you guessed it, an integer. With positive results being truncated and negative results being away from 0. Okay. So now we're going to do the algorithm workbench. Write Python code that prompts the user to enter his or her height. Let me copy actually all these answers into a notepad just in case I fucking lose it. Let's save that shit as Python. Oh damn, this bitch wants me to do like fucking 6 Python codes, bro. The fuck? Where's the that's not the one I need. There it is, the idle. That's the one I need. New file. Alright. So we got to send in like several of these bitches. Alright, so Write a Python code that prompts the user to enter his or her height and assign the user's input to a variable named height. Seems simple enough. Height is equal to input integer input integer, and I don't think I have to. Oh wait. Oh yeah, prompt. So I have to make it a string, obviously. All right, integer. Please enter your height. Oops. I gotta run this. I gotta save it, of course. I gotta fucking make a new fucking thing for this. Cause I don't have any Python. I don't have a Python folder. Open. Open. Save. Save. What are you doing? Oh, I didn't name the fucking thing. I don't know, bro. Height. Sure. Oh, it was never closed. Oopsies. Invalid literal for integer with base 16. Oh, did I put the fucking F in there or something? Will that help you? What the fuck? Input integer. I thought I did that right. What the fuck? Did I forget how to do this? Oh. Okay, yeah. I did it backwards. Oops. It's been a minute. Alright, it's supposed to be integer, then input. Duh. Alright. Run. Module. Oh, let me put the fucking thing in there, too. To make a space. There we go. Ooh, let's make this actually a float. I don't know. Because, you know. Alright, yeah, whatever. Okay. Works. Save. So are we supposed to like upload each individual fucking Python, or can we just do it all in one? I'm gonna do it all in one. I'm just gonna do it like there's no point in me having like all this fucking uploading 5 Python files is stupid. So I'm gonna rename this to algorithm workbench. And do it all in one because I don't feel like doing fucking that shit. Please enter your favorite color. Okay. And then, oh, you know what would be smart? If I put this in the comments. Yes. Write assignment statements that perform the following operations with the variables a, b, and c. Adds 2 to write assignment statements that perform the following operations with the variable a, b, and c. Adds 2 to a and assigns the result to b. Okay, that's easy. Multiplies b times 4 and assigns that to a. Divides a by 3.4 and assigns that to result to b. Oh, this is easy. Only 12 years old and just want to be a whore. Subtracts a, so is that I used a minus 8. Okay. Let me just look something up real quick. Floating point division. Okay, so I need it to be a dash. Okay, bro. So that's easy. Just one dash is fine. File save. Alright, number 4. Assume the variable is equal to 5. What value will be stored in the result after each of the following statements execute? I think she wants to put these all in because I don't know. Write some form the following pretty simple. Okay, so that's what she wants. I'm just gonna do it that way, bro. It's annoying. Okay, so W is equal to 5, because it doesn't. I don't think it matters. I don't know if she cares or not. How it's done. I think it's easier to do it just one Python thing, though I might be wrong. I don't know. Y is equal to 8. Z is equal to 2. This is easy. Easy. Way easier than the other one was. That's for fucking sure. Is equal to 2. And the result is equal to y minus c. That's easy as well. Result is equal to 6, and then result is equal to W C Oh. Okay, that's gonna be annoying. Whew, okay, let me make a new file real quick, bruh. Ooh, shit. Fuck. I think two. W is equal to 5. Result is equal to W C print. Fuck. What the fuck? Run module. Oh, shit. I was already sick, though. I can't be. That's not fair. I'm kidding. Okay, number 5. Oh my god. Dude. What was that, like 7 times in a row? 6 times in a row I've sneezed? Oh, I gotta blow my fucking nose now. Ugh. He's 12 years old and to my 2 years is the wrong way. Alright, so number 5. Write a Python statement that assigns a sum of 10 and 14 to the variable. That's so fucking easy, bro. Alright, number 6. Write a Python that subtracts the variable. Do is equal to total minus down payment. So fucking easy. File, save. And he's 12 years old, and tomorrow she'll be a, or 2 years she'll be a whore. That song's so sad, bro. It really is sad. That's like someone's reality, you know? And he's 12 years old, in 2 years she'll be a whore. Alright, well, so that was done. Damn, I got that done like an hour. Like, not even. What was that, 40 minutes? 30 minutes? Shit was easy. Well, that's done. Okay, well, that was fun. Still got time to spare. We got half an hour. Shit. Now what? Oh, okay. Well, I have no idea what to do now. So, yeah. I'll have to do the other fucking shit till like Wednesday. Like, no, I have like till Monday and Tuesday, so I'm chill on that. I'm kind of hungry again, but I don't want to eat. You know, you can't eat before bed or else you're fucked, so. I don't even know what this is. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Who is that? Iranian state media confirms death of Ayatollah. I don't know who that is. It's like breaking news. Oh. Ali. That's his real name. I don't. Whoa! He was killed. He was killed in a strike. Today. That's pretty crazy. He was a supreme leader of Iran. Damn. What happened? He was killed in strikes, led theocratic regime for decades. Iranian supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei was killed after a massive U.S. and Israeli military operation Saturday, President Trump said, joining multiple Israeli official sources and a senior U.S. intelligence official who had confirmed the news to CBS News. Khamenei, one of the most evil people in history, is dead. Most evil people in history. I'd never fucking heard of the guy. What would he do? He added that the U.S. government is hearing that many of their IRGC military and other security and police forces no longer want to fight and are looking for immunity from us. Mr. Trump continued that the heavy and pinpoint bombing... Okay. Do you guys feel great again? Because I feel like this has all been pointless. However, we'll continue uninterrupted throughout the week or as long as necessary to achieve our objective of peace throughout the Middle East and indeed the world. I don't think that's peace, man. Iranian state media later reported that Khamenei is dead. The state-run IRNA news agency did not elaborate on his cause of death. Tasman, a semi-official news agency that is associated with Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, reported that Khamenei died in the attack. An Israeli broadcaster said Saturday that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had been shown a photo of Khamenei's body. People were cheering in the streets of Tehran, according to CBS news producer in Tehran. The capital of Iran. Okay. Mr. Trump told NBC News that Khamenei killed many people and has destroyed a country. The people that make all the decisions, most of them are gone, he said. The Israel Defense Forces said in a press conference Saturday that 7 Iranian officials and commanders were killed, including Ali Shamkhani, an advisor of Khamenei. Khamenei, 86, had been Iran's supreme leader since 1989, succeeding the leader of Iran's 1979 revolution. Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini controlled all branches of, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing his name right, Khamenei controlled all branches of the government and the military and was considered the spiritual leader. It's unclear who will succeed him. In Iran's hierarchy, Khamenei had no one to answer to but God. On the job, however, he was a hostage to the powerful and competing political factions of his nation. Against the odds, he managed to keep them loyal for more than 3 decades, and they helped him enforce an Islamic regime the majority of Iranians no longer wanted. The Ayatollah backed the ruthless suppression of political dissent and turned a blind eye to corruption and abuse among those he relied on, especially the powerful Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. There's corruption across the whole system, said Sanam Vakil, director of the Middle East and North Africa program at London's Chatham House think tank, speaking to CBS. He described Khamenei as a bit of a pragmatist, someone who understood the distribution of power, and that for this system to survive, you need loyalty and you need loyalists. Okay. I wonder what's going to happen now. I'm sure they're going to install a new, that's kind of insane. I'm looking at this guy's Twitter account right now, his X account. They were trying to negotiate nuclear energy with this guy. So he said, the Americans say, let's negotiate over your nuclear energy, and the result of the negotiation is supposed to be that you do not have this energy. If that's the case, there is no room for negotiation. But if negotiations are truly to take place, determining the outcome of the negotiations in advance is a wrong and foolish act. So that was 11 days ago, and now he was killed in an airstrike. So it feels like the United States is employing a might is right policy now. You know, they did that drug boat, they just blew it up with those guys on it, and then now they're sort of just taking people, you know, separating families in the United States, and there's no due process, there's no moral comeuppance when it comes to, you know, ripping families apart who have been here for a while. And also there's no what happened with Venezuela as well, we just took it over. You know, we just fucking took it. If we just invaded and took it. So it seems like nothing's changed. We're just kind of ripping into these other countries without any without any remorse, pretty much. Yeah, man. So the fact that nuclear energy is our undeniable right has been also included in the guidelines of the International Atomic Energy Agency. That is, all countries have the right to own nuclear enrichment installations. This is among a nation's rights. Why does the U.S. interfere? Peaceful nuclear industry is not for war. It is for running the country, for agriculture, for treatment and healthcare, and for everything that depends on energy. This is among the nation's rights. So what does it have to do with you Americans? So we just fucking killed the guy? What the fuck? Yeah, dude, we're in the wrong. Sorry to say. We're just interfering with other countries right now. Like, we're just taking them over. We're killing leaders for what? You know, it's just like, dude, it's literally just a power grab, you know? It's like a power struggle, and they're just trying to flex their power by just killing and kidnapping leaders and taking over the fucking country. It's like, dude, that's not good. A sign of the decline of the corrupt, oppressive U.S. empire is its irrationality, such as interfering in our country's internal affairs. They say, limit your missiles to this range. What's that to do with you? Without deterrent weaponry, a country will be crushed by the enemy. The U.S. president has said that for 47 years, the United States hasn't been able to eliminate the Islamic Republic. That is a good confession. I say you too will not be able to do this. We really just fucking killed this dude for talking shit on Twitter. What the fuck? Dude, that's not right, man. You can't just interfere with other countries like that and just kill the leaders and take it over. Or kidnapping them. What the fuck is wrong with you? Fucking people voted for Trump because they thought that he was going to be more isolationist, similar to what Japan did during the Edo period, when they focused on themselves and like cut off like trade and all that. People thought he was going to be like conservative in that way, but he's not. He's pretty much just being like I don't even know. I think he's just a puppet, dude. I think he's just doing these things because of other interests. I mean, you got fucking people in the White House doing fucking rug pulls and other schemes to make money. They've been doing that shit in press house conferences where people are betting against each other for money to see how long a fucking speech takes. And they have like what's it called? It's called Insider trading? Yeah, that's what they've been doing. Insider trading. Insider betting, too. It's pretty fucked. Yeah, no, there has been, and meanwhile, the economy is still not good enough for people to really have children. A lot of older people I've noticed have been having more children than the younger people. It's because they actually have money. While people in the Z generation don't have anything, pretty much, and they are not able to afford homes, which is where you kind of are able to curate a family, you know? So while Trump is blowing up fucking foreign countries and taking them over at the behest of foreign interest with his allies, we're back home still not being able to get our shit together. So it makes no sense. But I guess that just goes to show you that it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, because these people they're no good, you know? The world will remain fallen, and that's just the way it is.
Kaiju fans were blessed with a slew of awesome giant monster games. This was the era of War of the Monsters, the Pipeworks Godzilla trilogy, and Rampage Total Destruction. If you were a young gamer in the early 2000s like myself,
Yeah, those were good games.
Childhood defining and literally the perfect games for young Kaiju fans. This roster of games still holds up today, and in my opinion, it's where Kaiju games peaked. Let's take a step back a few console generations.
They peaked because they're not making them anymore. The Godzilla fighting games are really fun. And I also had the GameCube Rampage.
Kicking things off the default control scheme, so maybe some of this is better on the other layouts. I don't know. My next grievance is with the bosses. The adventure mode comes to...
Alright, I'm not going to listen to this guy talk about that, though.
Finally, you can add more inputs to your function, like t, and then visualize what that function looks like for many different values of t. By smoothly changing the value of t over time, you change what the shape looks like over time. It's like scrubbing through a YouTube video. You can extend this idea with as many input variables as you want, and slide through many of them simultaneously.
What did he use here?
A flat 2D surface into a complex 3D shape. But the function also outputs three color values, RGB, or red, green, and blue. You can visualize the output as an image on a flat plane. Then you can use that plane as the 3D surface from before. So combining all 6 outputs, X, Y, Z, RGB, lets you construct a colorful 3D surface. Finally, you can add more inputs to your function, like t, and then visualize what that function looks like for many different values of t to be randomized, the operations and syntax to...
Humanity is on the ground.
Use that plane as the 3D surface from before.
Biomorphs. Ooh.
So combining all 6 outputs...
I like this. This looks pretty crazy. Okay, we have root, subtract. Okay. Okay, this looks kind of weird. Look at this thing. Biomorphs.html. Evolvecode.io. Functions. Ooh. Got ourselves a shell. A spiral shell. Okay. This is a web boy that allows you to, maybe that's how you know he's a millennial. Oh, I thought you said web boy. It's a web toy. My bad. This is a web toy that allows you to create and visualize high-dimensional functions or functions with lots of inputs and outputs. They are colored parametric surfaces that change over time. They take in UV coordinates and output XYZ coordinates and RGBA color transparency values. They can also take in other parameters like T and are defined in parameters section. Click load to find some examples. Sphere is a good place to start. Okay, let's look at the display. You can increase the lighting, the ambient light, the shininess. I kind of like that. And the saturation. Neat. Show the axes. Okay. Show a wireframe. Oh, that's very shiny. Nice. That's fun. Whoa. Okay, we can load in different ones. So we can load in a planet. It's like an oblate spheroid, very bumpy with all the terrain, mountains, water, bodies of water. We got North and South Pole. Okay. Okay, this adds more noise to it. More terrain, mountains, detail. And this, of course, just increases the size, radius. This is just time, so that's just it rotating in time. Yeah. Water level. You can make it just fully water or no water. That's pretty cool. Spin speed. I don't think it's working. Well, maybe runtime if I change that. 50. No. Oh, maybe. No. Didn't really change anything. I don't think the spin speed works, so that's okay, I guess. All right. Come down to cloud speed. The speed parameters look like they don't work. I'm just saying. I don't see any difference. Cloud density, that works. And the ice pools, okay. That's cute. What the fuck's a cosmic bloom? This is kind of fun to play with, I guess. It feels like someone's little coding project, you know, like simple graphics. And adjusting their parameters. I think he might need to work on the speed though. Might have some errors there, but the size and the color and everything else is good. This doesn't work though. I don't know why. Maybe it's me, but maybe if I change this doesn't do anything. What the hell? Okay, so when you play all, it adjusts it randomly. Makes it look kind of crazy. This could be cool for like a visualizer. Like if you are using Ableton Live and you're playing and you're using like a Max for Live and you hook it up to like this program here, you can project this visual and change the parameters with your little knobs, and while you play your music it'll change with it. That could be cool. That'd be like a cool little idea for this project. Like, look at that. That looks crazy. That might make someone seize out. We have warning epilepsy. Yo, that looks awesome. I feel like it got kind of distorted. Is that supposed to be like that, where it's like striated a little bit? I don't think it's supposed to look like that. See? It looked a little different at the beginning, now it looks all spaghettied. Or maybe it is supposed to look like that. I don't know. See, it looks like that at the beginning. Okay. Neat. Let's load a different one. Ocean planet. Okay. Alright, that's probably the coolest one. Yeah, I like that one a lot. That would be sick to use. Get everyone high on MDMA, and have them look at this while you're playing your little techno beats. That's really sick. I really like that one. I don't know, the ripples just do something for me. Yeah, that's really cool. I could stare at this for fucking hours. Look at that, that's so cool. Something about fluid dynamics is so sick, you know? It's so pleasing to the eyes. I'm gonna save that one. Can I download it? Oh, I wonder if I can download. Is that gonna be like a GIF or an MP4? I'm just gonna name it watermorph. .json. Okay, so it just downloads the source code. Okay. But it doesn't really do anything for me now, does it? If I don't have the actual program. Oh. Yeah, this is the coolest one by far. I really can't stop staring at it. Put on some fucking Aphex Twin. I've been listening to a lot of the Aphex Twin yeah, this one right here. Music from the merch desk. Dude, this is so fucking sick. I love this fucking album. This compilation. It just looks cool, bro. Alright. I don't know. I'm gonna load one more and we can do something else. I gotta go to bed soon. Donut. Oh, it's an actual donut. Okay. You can add parameters? Oh. Doesn't do anything though. What the fuck? I generated a random function and made it look like this. What the fuck am I looking at? jellyfish. I like that. Okay, what's pick breeder? The fuck is this? Interesting. It's like it's breathing. Well, the biomorphs are definitely a lot cooler. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that. Alien artifact. This is kind of fun, you know? It's fun to just fuck around with this. It's cool. It's cool. I like it. It kind of looks like the Windows screensaver they used to have back in the day. Go like that and expand. All right. No one watched me, but that's okay. This is kind of like a classic. I kind of like having nobody watch me. It's very classic, you know, like how I used to be when no one would watch me. It's kind of chill. I think Letitia and Nate have spread their wings now. So I think everyone who used to watch me no longer does because I'm not entertaining after a while. As that one dude said, I'm entertaining for like a couple hours and that's it, which is fine. I mean, I'm not here to entertain anybody.
XYZ, RGB.
I'm just here to enjoy the time I have
Or inputs to your function, like site node.
and glorify God.
Whoa. What's that? I just built a budgeting app in Base 44. Guys, spit?
I've put together a whole family of operators that can be grown as nodes like add, multiply, divide.
Alright, I'll look at this shit later. I gotta look at my schedule for tomorrow. If I want. What is this? Slurry Room 3. Sounds good to me, man. Alright. I'm going to bed, guys. Good night, everybody.